Hey, how you doing, YouTube? I'm just sitting here in the park again. I want to just talk to you about a few things since being a civilian, not able to drive anymore for Uber. So I'm back to being a civilian. Now, if you notice, I'm sure a lot of you noticed the thumbnail with Kane and O Dog from the 1993 movie Menace to Society. Now, if you notice, I got O Dog as Uber and I got Kane as Lyft. Now, you remember O Dog was like the bad guy. You may think Kane was the good guy, but in reality, they both were bad. It's just that O Dog was so bad, he made Kane look good. So that's what Uber does to Lyft. Like Uber is so bad that it makes Lyft look good, but they're both bad. Neither one of them really care about their drivers like they should, but Lyft, I think, do a little more than Uber. But Uber is just heartless. They don't hold responsibility to anything. They throw their driver under the bus. They don't have your back. And the question is like, should you is ride share a good thing to do full time? You know, my opinion is, well, first of all, I don't think there's like a proper answer to that. I can just give you my opinion, but I know a lot of drivers have made videos like this. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. If this was back in 2015 when I first started driving, I would have told you, you know what? Yeah, I think Uber is a good thing. I think you should do it full time because back then Uber was real good. It was nice. Now, from what they say, they wasn't doing proper background checks. Now, maybe they wasn't. I really don't know. They did do a background check because they told us they was doing it when we first registered. They had to do a little background check, but apparently they wasn't doing them good enough because people started doing things. Drivers started going crazy. This driver was killing people, you know. And the one I don't really want to mention them, but you probably know who I'm talking about. I don't really want to be specific, but one of the drivers that was killing people, he didn't have a record. He didn't even have a record. I don't know if I mentioned it in another video. I might have, but he didn't have a record. So the background check really didn't even matter because he didn't have a record. But they claim that they didn't do proper background checks. The problem came in when they started so-called doing more thorough background checks. That's when the problem started. That's when his waitlisting started. And that waitlisting thing they got going on is definitely not a good thing. To be not able to drive for 3 weeks is not good. To be able to work one week and you go to work the next week and you can't work, that's that's bad. I don't know who thought about that concept, who up there in the office in the suits thought that was a good idea, but that is a horrible idea. And whoever is in charge of that, I wish that you are made to be out of work for a month so you can see what it feels like to not be able to work and wonder how you're going to provide for your family. Then maybe you would change how you do things because I don't know any job that waitlist their workers for a month for a background check. You jeopardizing their life like that. You jeopardizing our lives like that. You know, I think you should. I wish you would go through it. And I don't wish bad luck on people, but I really wish that you see what it really feels like to be put out of work for a month and wonder how you're going to provide for your family, because that's a selfless act that you brought up. Because you don't have to wait list people for a background check. You can do background checks. Because I mentioned in another video, driving jobs, whether UPS, FedEx, They do random background checks. They do background checks periodically to check to see if you been getting tickets on your license. But they don't tell you to stay home while they do it. But when they find something, they let you know, listen, you got a ticket. And then they take the appropriate action then. But for you to just go and waitlist somebody to do a background check, come on, that's kind of foul, man. That's foul. But they need to change how they do that. So that's one of the reasons why, like I say, I wouldn't recommend anyone do rideshare full time. And I know a lot of people think that I'm wrong about this, but if you're going to do it full time, you need to do Uber and Lyft if you can. You need to sign up for both. At least you got a better chance. If something happened with one, you got the other. Because you see what happened to me. I was only able to do Uber because Lyft wouldn't accept me. Most likely because of that ticket. I got driving for Uber. So I couldn't do Lyft. So when Uber deactivated me, that was it. I'm done. Like the rideshare gig thing is over for me. It's over. As far as I know, it's over. And even if they do let me drive at when the 3 years are up since I got that ticket, by that time, if I do drive, because I'm not gonna lie, who knows? I mean, I like the job. I mean, I liked the gig. I liked the drive. To me, it was just it's what I like to do. I may do it, but I would never do it full time. And by that time, I might be too busy to do it anyway. If I do it, it'll only be a couple of hours or maybe on a weekend sometime. But I'm not looking for it. If it never happens, oh well. It never happens. I moved on. I got to move on. But you have to be careful because, like Uber and Lyft is not job security. It's like any given moment you could be deactivated for any little thing just because of what a passenger said something. They may not like you, and just for the heck of it, they say something. Say you something wrong with your car, and next thing you know, you can't drive. So Uber, they don't have your back. What they should do is investigate first. Like when that passenger said that I got pulled over for my driving documents, they should have used common sense and been like, well, did the cop let him go? They should have reached out to me to, ask me what happened. They don't do that. They just put my account on hold. So, they, immediately. I can't drive. Now you would think they would ask first, what happened? Did the cop let me go? Use common sense. They don't do that. They don't care. So that's why I say no, it's not a good idea. Get a real job first. Like what I've been saying lately is the best thing to do. Get a job with benefits. But that's another thing. Uber has no benefits. It's no benefits. Now you can apply for benefits, but from what I understand, the benefits that they recommend for you is not from them. Now they may make it look like it's from them, but it's through Stride. Stride, anybody can apply for that. From what I understand, Uber has nothing to do with that. But if you don't know better, you would think that they do, the way they throw it out in your face. But no, that's not their benefits. You get no pension, but you can make good money. You don't get any income tax either. At the end of the year, you don't get any income tax return. You have to end up paying. But here's the thing: if you have a good tax preparer, you may not have to pay much. Because so far, I didn't have to pay much. I had a good tax preparer. I never had to pay that. I never had to pay much, or really nothing. I didn't get anything. I didn't really get anything, but I didn't have to pay anything. So that's another thing you got to keep in mind. If you got a real job, you do get an income tax return. Like I say, Uber is a good thing to do if you did have a job and you got fired. but you want to keep money coming in. That's another good thing Uber is good for. Use that while you're looking for a job, but make sure you looking for another job. Don't rely on Uber. Don't rely on it. Look for another job while you're doing Uber. So Uber is something that could keep you above water. Now, I would say, as far as the insurance, right? How you know how Uber they have the $1,000 deductible if you get in an accident. My thing is, being that you're driving your own car, I feel like Uber should have the best insurance. They should have their own auto insurance. Like when you're an Uber driver, they should give you that option. Well, they should just give you. They know that you're an Uber driver. They should give you their insurance. They should have their own insurance. If you get in an accident, they should have their own shops that take your car, their own appraisers. See, to me, Uber seems like they always want to take the blame off of them. They don't want to have anything to do with if something happens. Like it's bad what happened out in Arizona with the autonomous vehicle. You know, a lady got killed. Now, come on now. You know, if that was a human that was driving that car, we would be deactivated. No questions asked. We would be deactivated. But because it was the autonomous vehicle, they want to try to say that something malfunctioned. I don't care what malfunction on a human, we would be deactivated. No questions asked. They would be like, you should have saw that lady. And you know, you know it. But that's how they do. They throw us under the bus. Like, no, you're hereby deactivated. Might even risk going to jail. Messing with them, shoot, they might go with the cops. They might so insist that the cops give us jail time. It's bad. And I know a lot of people probably looking at me like, come on, you talking bad about Uber because of what you're going through. You're doggone right. You're doggone right. I'm talking about them because of this. Maybe I need to be an example. Maybe because I'm being real and I'm telling you how it is. A lot of people they'd be too ashamed to tell how it is after all the years I've been talking good about Uber, saying that how good it is, and now this happening. I'm keeping it real. I'm telling you, like after what I went through, no, I wouldn't recommend nobody do this full time. No way. I don't want anybody. What I'm going to do, I don't wish on anyone, and this is not a good thing. It's just lucky I had some other stuff. I was doing other things, but still, Uber was at the time my biggest source of income. So really, it was like my main job. So no, I don't wish this on anybody, and that's why I make these videos. Making this video, I know I don't have a lot of subscribers now, but I appreciate all the subscribers I got. And if I can get the message to one person, I feel like my job is done. I'm not going to tell you don't do Uber. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's a bad job because the concept of Uber is good. What Uber stands for is a good thing. What we do is good. Like the get in your car and be able to go pick somebody up, take them to work, take them to the bar, take them to Atlantic City or wherever they got to go. That's a good thing. Like I picked up a person before who came from New York. They worked in New York and they lived down, I think Hazlitt somewhere, down the shore. Dude fell asleep on a train and missed his stop. So I had to pick him up from Long Branch and take him back to Hazlitt. He said he fell asleep, missed his stop. So instead of him having to call some of his family members, probably risk waking him up because they got to go to work tomorrow, he was able to get an Uber. Or how about the people that might have missed their bus because they got to go to work. They have no way to get to work, but they got to get there. They need to get to work. It's absolutely necessary that they get there. Now you can use Uber. You can get an Uber. You got to pay more money, but you know you're going to get there. That's a good thing. Uber is a good thing. It's really good. And I was proud to be an Uber driver because I knew that I was doing something good. The thing that makes it bad is the people up in the office. They're the ones that makes it bad because they don't act like they care about their drivers. No matter how much we complain about the pay is not good, they don't care because they know people are going to continue driving. And I truly can't blame you because you got to make money. You got to feed your family. And they take advantage of you. They take an advantage, which to me is selfish. They to the point where I feel like they're feeling themselves now. They're on top of the world. They're feeling themselves. So I don't think they're gonna make the pay better anytime soon. They're not, because people are going to continue driving. I still see a lot of Uber drivers out here, and when I first got deactivated, I'm not gonna lie, I will look at them and like, why are you still driving? Like I feel like just because I'm deactivated, everybody should stop driving and stop using them. But then I'm stooping to their level, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not coming out of my carrier because of those people in the office. I'm not stooping to their level. I'm going to move on. I'm going to keep my head up, and I'm going to do better than Uber. I'm going to show them that Uber is not the only game in town. And that's what you need to do. You people, you got to do the same thing. Don't rely totally on Uber or Lyft. Don't rely on that. But I know it's hard out there. It's hard to get a real job sometimes. So, yeah, you got to keep doing it until you get a job, a real job. You got to keep doing it. And hopefully you don't get deactivated. I don't wish this on anyone. This is not a good thing, especially if this is all you're doing. It's really not a good thing. But they're the ones that makes it bad. It's just what comes with it. The thought that you can be waitlisted any given moment. And if you've been driving for a while, it's going to happen. They say they do it every year. They do it yearly. You get waitlisted. They do the background check. So it's going to happen. But a lot of people, it doesn't really affect them because they're doing Uber and Lyft. So it doesn't affect them. Yeah, I mentioned before, I got to the point I mastered this game. I mastered Uber. I was making pretty good money. And I'm pretty sure they could see that. They knew that. And just like that is all when you get waitlisted or deactivated, it's like you quickly spend that money. So if you're gonna do this full time, just be careful. Be careful. Try not to. I mean, you really gotta suck up. You try to do what you gotta do. For one, not to get any tickets, and not to piss off any of your passengers. You got to do it. You can't do that. You can't make any of your passengers mad, but at the same time, they can make you mad. But you got to deal with it. That's how it is, man. Just be careful. It was just raining out here, man. This weather's been funny. It's actually cold out here. I had to go out. I had to put my jacket on. It was hot yesterday, and now it's cool. This year, the weather just been crazy. But yeah, Uber was good, man. I had a good life with Uber. It was a good adventure, And I think I would do it again if I was able to drive. I would do it again, but not for Uber, but for the people, for the passengers. Screw Uber. I do it for the passengers. Uber don't care about me. You understand? So I got to do it for the people and for me because I like to do it. But they don't care. They don't see that. All they see is power. When it comes down to it, people care about power mostly. They got the power to press that button and take you off. I think that makes them feel good. So you got to do it for the people. Yeah. So just be careful. So I don't want anybody to think Uber is bad. Uber is a good thing. It was good, but it's those people in the office. They're the bad ones, and they had to make an example out of me. They treated me like a bad guy. You know why? So they could point the finger and say that's the bad guy. So what did that make you? Good? So take a good look at me. Because it'll be a long time before you see a bad guy like this again. So say goodbye to the bad guy. All right? You hear me? Bad guy coming through. Nah, let me stop playing. Yeah, but hey, like, yeah, Uber is a good thing, man. It was a good thing, and I enjoyed it. You know, and I hate that this happened, but it's forcing me to do something else, and maybe that's a good thing. I always used to say to myself, if something happened when I lost Uber, I don't know what I'd do, but you know what? I was wrong. You know, I'm just going to keep my head up and I'm going to move on. I got to do something else. And just for you people to know, again, Uber is not the only thing out there. Like, there's good jobs out there where you can drive and not even have to use your own car. If your license is good, if you don't have any tickets on your license, one good job is I think it's MV transportation, but I think they call it something else here in Jersey now. But in New York, it's MV transportation or assess a ride is what they use. What it's called. I can't remember what it is over here now, but it used to be MV transportation over here now. I think it's called First Transit now, something like that. But it's a good job. You should check that out. It's good money, good benefits. They even have sign-on bonuses. So you might want to do that quick as possible because when it gets cold, I don't think they hire. They hire mostly when it's warm. But that's a good job. Go check it out. First Transit, I believe. Or if you're in New York, NV Transportation. You're driving the buses, the little buses for the with the lift on it for the people with wheelchairs. It's a good job. Or you go to UPS, be a package car driver. That's good money. But with them, you got to start off in the building first as a package handler, and after a year, you can switch to be a driver. You go on a waiting list, but from what I hear, after you get on the waiting list, it doesn't take long before you're next in line to be a driver. So that's something good. If you're young, you're 18, just coming out of school, that's something you can look into. Even if you choose not to be a driver, I mean, after 5, 10 years, you're gonna have a few raises, but you do have to start off part time in the building, like before you drive. You gotta wait a year. But the younger you get in there, the better off. And once you start driving, that's good money there. Package car driving, good money. So there's other jobs out there. Uber is not the only thing out there. If you could do something that you're not using your own vehicle, is really better because you're getting benefits. You're using a company vehicle. You're not putting all those miles on your car, and you're not putting all those people in your car. Not that that's a bad thing. Now, not that that's a bad thing, but you're not using your own vehicle for the most part. You're not putting a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle. But that's another thing. Uber, they should help better when it comes to the maintenance of your vehicle. They should help better. This video is getting kind of long. I don't want to be sounding too bored. So I'm just going to say in closing that Uber was good. I enjoyed it. But now I'm moving on. Who knows? Maybe months later I might be back. I really don't know. But I know one thing. This channel is still going to be here. So don't forget me. I'm still going to continue making videos. When I said at the end of last year that I wanted to make more videos this year, this wasn't what I had in mind. This is not what I had in mind. Not talking about being deactivated. Nah, I didn't think that this was going to happen. But just keep in mind what I'm saying. If you do choose to do this full time, just be careful. You know, try to do both if you can. Do both. But I recommend you get a real job. Only do Uber as a side gig. All right. And until next time, everyone, let's get it.